Hello, my name's Jupiter Hadley, and today I'm doing another Game Maker Studio tutorial. Basically, I made, let me just click OK, I was just doing another one. Basically, I made this fairly simple shooter game in 4 days for a game jam, a charity game jam. And I'm just sort of taking it apart and making a few videos bit by bit of just different pieces of the game. So I'm going to start off by showing you the game. There's already a tutorial up on how to do these buttons and make them work. There's already one up on shooting and how to make the background move, because the background moves regardless of us moving or not. This sound is really loud. There's already one on health and on shooting, on us shooting. This one's going to be a bit complicated. It's going to be on these ships that randomly spawn and randomly shoot. So we're just going to jump right into it. So first off, you're going to need all of your different sprites, which need to eventually be converted into objects. My ship itself, let's take a look in here, because I just am trying to refresh my mind at where everything's at, because this is like a completely finished game, so it's sort of awkward to go through and do it bit by bit, because some of the code's warped around some different things. Alright, so I'm going to say everything's okay. Well, I've got all these different enemy ships. I've got this one. Like, enemy red 1 basically just comes straight down from the screen. It doesn't shoot or anything. Under its create event, its speed is 4. It goes 4 whatever down. Under its step, it's this variable, so you just drag it over from over here. And if the variable y is greater than room height, basically saying once it flies off the screen, this one jumps back to the top to a random room width, and then minus 65, so it takes a bit to get down. This is basically saying if you don't kill all the red ships, they're going to pile up on top. So that's kind of optional. And then we have when it collides with a ship, it plays sound, which I just dragged over. It creates an explosion. It destroys itself, which is what you're going to need. And then this basically makes it so that my ship loses a point, but you don't really care about that. And this is just saying if a bullet goes, it gets a different sound, it creates an explosion, it destroys itself and the bullet, and sets the score to 5, which again is all in a different tutorial, which any random shooting tutorial that I've done. The thing that controls these ships is just a sort of invisible, see there's no sprite controller. And now this has got a lot of code in it. Basically spawn time 1. This is specifically a spawn timer for our object enemy ship 1, which goes just straight down. This one is for our red ship that swerves. This one's for our blue ship that shoots. And this one's for our pink ship that shoots a bit more. And basically, the spawn timer is equal to whatever, and the interval is equal to 100. So the spawn timer starts off at 1, and every step it goes up and up and up. And when it reaches 100, a ship spawns and it restarts. Same with this. So like this is just so that it takes longer for the next ship to come, longer for the ship after that, longer for the ship after that. What you really need to change is just the top number. If you change top number, it'll take longer. Step, in the step event, this is for the normal ship, and it's basically spawn time minus equals 1. So every step, the timer is counting down from 100. If spawn time is equal to 0, then bracket spawn underscore time equals spawn underscore interval, spawn underscore interval semicolon, spawn underscore interval equals minus equals 1. So basically it's just resetting it. If spawn interval is less than 1, then spawn interval equals 1. So all this just basically resetting it. And then once that happens, instance create random room width. This means at any random point in the room width, minus 16 is just so it's back a bit. Object enemy 1. So this is just creating it. That's it. And this is number 2, has basically the same code except with a 2. 3, which is the pink ship, has the same exact code with 3. So it's just very versatile. You can just use it for all of your different randomly spawning enemies at the top. And it also draws my score and my value. So this ship's a bit different. It actually moves. It moves in like a sort of, I was just wondering what that did. It moves in a sort of squiggly pattern like my mouse is kind of doing. And I did that by drawing a path, which is something I've never done before, but I was sort of just experimenting. And basically you just go to this, which is create a path. And you can just sort of draw like a path. You can bring up one of your levels if you want. Like if I wanted to do level 1, I wanted to sort of go like this, you can. And that's just to see where. And then you can just left click to get rid of these dots. They don't have to be connected like that. Let me see if I can remember how to unconnect it. Let's go. Oh, that's moving the page. I don't honestly remember. Oh wait, like this, smooth curve. That makes sort of circles. And then if I go like that, it opens it up. So that way you can make just sort of a random path for your thing to follow. So if you want it to go like whoosh or whatever, you know, whatever you feel doing. And then I'm just going to delete it because it's going to confuse me. And it's basically, it sets the path. So it sets path 0 to speed of 4. At the end it stops and it stays relative to where it is. And that means that it can randomly spawn at any point on the top of the screen and still come down in a weird wave, which I thought was, you know, pretty cool. Next we have our enemy. This enemy shoots. So it has a bullet time equals 1, bullet interval equals 100. So it only spawns once every 100 steps. And then in here is just its code for bullet. So if bullet time equals minus, this is very, very similar to basically how we have them spawn. If bullet time equals negative equals 1, and if bullet underscore time equals 0, then bullet underscore time equals bullet interval, resetting itself. And then it instant creates the bullet. So this, you just put the name of your bullet, and then this basically plays our sound or shooting noise for it. And I'm pretty sure this one's the exact same, except the time should be a bit different. Yeah, so it equals 400 instead of 100, but it's the same idea. So those are how to make some different kinds of ships. One thing you do though, if you do make a ship, and this is like kind of important because it just sort of, I had issues doing this. With this little explosion, set it to 5, so that once something destroys and you want to play a little explosion graphic, it only is there for like 5 seconds. And the step event is if variable of time is less than 1 relative and time equals 0. So when time equals 0, it destroys on instance. And I think the relative thing was the big thing because for some reason when I shot went all wrong and it was hell. It was literal hell making that. But yeah, it's how to make 3 different types of just sort of shooting basic ships. So that's all I've got for you. I'm pretty sure now I've shown you exactly how to make my whole game between various videos that I've made. So yeah, if you found this video useful, if you liked it, please like this video. If you'd like to comment, ask me some questions, I'll try my best to answer them. Just type it into the comments. I can't speak today very well after doing all this. My brain just sort of melts. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm sorry I don't do Game Maker tutorial videos often enough. Bye!